to the live lounge, our family of light, you beautiful souls. It's so good to be here with you. This, I'm going to joke, is our second attempt because we have a storm going on at the moment, and we froze and we had to restart. So, but here we are. So hang with us if anything happens. I'm Caroline Crawford.
And I'm Paul Crawford.
And this month's show, we're going to be talking about belief systems, how they may be holding us back, stopping us from really experiencing living our joy from what we really want to do.
And revamping our belief systems to accelerate the expansion of our consciousness. So yeah, it's so ingrained in us that sometimes we ignore it. So yeah, and also Caroline's going to be doing an update, or she's going to be giving an update on her energetics forecast that she channels from the Federation of Light.
Yeah, and Paul will be allowing the beautiful wisdom of his spirit team Jurama to come and give us some lovely wisdom and guidance, and you know, just when they come through, just really tune into their energy because it is so beautiful, and it's going to be the last show until September, so really milk it for all that you can because I am going to.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yes. So, also, Paul was just going to mention, in case he forgets.
Oh, yes, please.
Commenting.
Yeah, just if you like what you're seeing, then please subscribe. Make sure that you are subscribed and like and share. It really helps get our channel out there into the community. And we're all about uplifting and creating a better balance within everybody, and that generates into society as a whole. So yeah, so keep supporting us, keeps us going. So Caroline,
do you want me to start?
Yeah, do you want to kick things off?
So I think subconscious thoughts, well, that's where our belief systems come from, and these subconscious thoughts and belief systems, the most powerful time they're forming and then influences our lives is in our childhood, very young years. So it's quite understandable as to why some of our belief systems really are outgrown, that are holding us back from really enjoying our lives to the fullest. And I think it's always helpful to have regular little tuning in and being aware of our behaviour and our thoughts as to, because they interact with everything we do, with who we are, and especially at this time, there's a lot of people out there telling us what we should be doing, how we should be behaving, who we need to be, and we have to step back and think, what do we believe? Because our thoughts create who we are. And it might be a belief system, like Paul said earlier, that is so ingrained that we don't even realise it as a belief system. So it's really becoming aware of our thoughts and things that we say, in the past and currently that maybe we're repeating, because it will keep bringing it up for us to look at and to look at in a fresh way and change those things that are holding us back.
Yeah, I think as well, it's as well as our thoughts, it's actually those belief systems are stored as almost like a muscle memory within the body, and that can be triggered when we're going into certain situations or experiences, and that can just trigger those thoughts that then start linking back into those ingrained belief systems.
Yeah.
That are limiting, that are holding us back, and often as Caroline was saying, that those belief systems can often be forced on us or led to believe that that's the way things are about ourselves, because they don't know any better. They've been indoctrinated and conditioned over their lifetime to that's what they believe.
Yeah. And I think, also, it's easy, I think, sometimes to observe other people's behaviour. If people are nervous, you can see that there's something that within them is driving that anxiety, as we said. But accessing the subconscious. I had this conversation with our spirit team many, many moons ago, because that's how you're supposed to change things if you don't know what they are, if they're held in the subconscious mind. Because I'm all for, to be honest, when I moved to America, which was just 2018, I think my belief system took a really good shake up. And I have found that people here are so supportive and so encouraging that it kind of catapulted my growth. And to be honest, to think, that Paul and I are on YouTube with our own channel, presenting these. 10 years ago, if somebody had said that to me, I'd have said no way, because I was so doubtful of myself, and that has just grown over the years through personal growth and through finding ways to access this subconscious by being aware of the repetitive thoughts of maybe going back to childhood. I was, I bet a lot of women can relate to this. Girls' thoughts on things didn't really matter. You weren't valued as much as the boys were, because they were going to be the breadwinner. But look how the world has changed, and thankfully, a lot of those thoughts have changed. There's still a lot of work to go, but these belief systems were sometimes well-meaning, but held from our parents, our grandparents, our ancestors, and just handed down, and we were just kind of accepting of them. So becoming aware of our habitual thoughts, especially when we have resistance to something, where is this resistance coming from? What belief is this stemming from? What more positive energy can I allow to drive me forwards? Because I think then we can become much more aware of changing those belief systems, of transforming them from pain or sadness or self-doubt, anxiety into much more powerful, strengthening, peaceful and calm energies. I didn't know what the word calm meant when I was growing up. And, if I had $1 for every time somebody said to me, "You're so calm," I think I'd be a billionaire by now. I'm not always calm, by the way, but I have my moments.
Yeah, and I think also, like when you were talking about things in childhood, and just the other day, because I'm in construction, I was just saying to somebody about how construction has changed, and how it used to be that it was a very male-orientated business and industry, whereas now, I think particularly over here in America, I've noticed that you have a lot more females becoming involved out on sites, as well as in the office, and I think that's such a great thing to see, that people are starting to go beyond any of those limiting thoughts and belief systems, and it just goes to show you what can happen. And it also links into a story that I have about, again, in construction many, many years ago. I was working on this $60 million project. This was back in the mid-'80s. And the gentleman who was in overall control of the project, I was told that he was a real tyrant, and wasn't very nice to people. And so I kind of started to take that on board. And then when I was seeing him in action, it was kind of reinforcing that. And he was behaving that same way to me. And because at that time I was on this journey of expansion and learning, and being much more aware, how I actually started to change those thoughts. And I started to think that he was my friend and that he was always supportive of me. And in no time at all, he completely changed how he was to me. He was still the same to everybody else, but when he came to me, he was very different. He was, just more open and accepting. And I think that just goes to show you that if you really think something, if you want to change a thought, it's not just, there is a way of doing it through affirmations and that, but it's actually really instilling that, that you really feel that it is so true that becomes into your subconscious, and that becomes your belief system in a much more positive way.
Yeah, I think it's consciously being aware of anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, basically, and taking that time to just re-examine that thought, where they're coming from, and realize that you have the power to change anything, any perceptions, any thoughts, any views. And when you come from that place within that is positive, that is loving, that always wants you to move forward into your joy, then you're going to start transforming those thoughts and beliefs. But yeah, so think about what's been holding you back. What do you have resistance to? What would you like to change? Was there something in your past that maybe that thought or that belief originated from? And then start to release that and redo that, revamp that with a more positive belief that you can be successful, you can achieve so many things when you give yourself that encouragement and that support.
Yeah, definitely, and I think it's such an important aspect of just allowing yourself to be you, the true you, and it's okay to be different as well, if that's who you really are.
Yeah. And one more thing before we move on, think about if your energies are very low, if you're, you always feel unwell when you were going to do something new, or do something that you wanted to enjoy, or you were invited. Think, what belief is holding me back? Because that's often what it is: self-doubt, anxiety, pain, and we can just change our beliefs on that. And believe you me, it has really changed so many thousands and thousands of people's lives by changing that subconscious belief, by stepping back and taking that time to really review that and replace that with something more positive and self-empowering and supportive.
Yeah. So just be aware of how much energy you're giving into those more negative thoughts, okay? And the more you become aware, the more you'll be aware of when it actually happens.
Yeah. So beliefs affect our behaviour. So look to your behaviour and make those changes.
Okay, so come on, do you want to give us your update on the
planetary?
Yes, energetics.
Yeah. Okay. So it had a different feel to it, I must say, when I got the channeling through today from the Federation of Light, and they actually had a personal message for you all as well, which I shall convey towards the end of the forecast. So we're now well into summer. We're here in Florida with as you can probably hear, the storms, but right now we'd be very wise to be mindful of the energy, because in the summertime, and especially now, it can be very flitting about here and there, rather frenetic in nature. And this can manifest through our minds, that they can feel quite jittery and jumpy, jumping around from one thing to the other, not being able to be steady and calm and focused. Now, I taught yoga for 20 years almost in England, and we had a term in the yoga field that was, the mind is like a monkey jumping around on the trees, and you have to take hold of that monkey and discipline the mind. And it's the same with these energies in our mind right now. The energy can become more calm and more settled if we can step back a little. Notice when we're feeling hurried or rushed or unable to focus on one thing at a time, because then in that realization that we're being swept along almost by these external forces, we can choose to recenter from within. And as we slow down the breathing first, the breath is always first and foremost. You could also then use a very short mantra, and it could be as simple as, I am slowing down, I am calm, and repeat that a few times. And that will then start to help you feel that you're adjusting the way you feel to a more relaxed state of being. So again, you can just repeat that little mantra, I am slowing down, I am calm. And as you take a few long breaths, if it is safe to, don't do it while you're driving, you can close your eyes and really connect to your breath as you feel your body and your nervous system responding to your directions. So remember, your thoughts direct your mind. So with these frenetic energies, slow down, realize that, be mindful and aware, and it will help you feel more focused and calm and relaxed. So we would like to also, this is coming from the Federation now, that remind you, dear soul, that as you open to our love, that of the spiritual world, you also invite in your true nature with your peaceful, wise counsel that resides within. That is your inherent strength and power. And it is part of you that is always available to you in your physical dimension as you're guiding or allowing yourself to be guided by your inner wisdom and your soul and the spiritual guides that are with you, of you, part of your spiritual family. And I know I've said this before, we all have spiritual family, we all have spiritual guides. Some people refer to them as guardian angels, whether you realise it or not. So you can always just ask if you need that extra bit of calm and love and reassurance, do that. As you make time to connect to your higher self and embrace your soul's wisdom, its inner peace, its loving vibrations, the more interwoven those higher states can become, and you become closer to that physical mind and body through those higher energies, calming that physical mind and body. In this way, if you can do that, you will feel less panicky, less anxious, less doubtful or low, and begin to feel the gentle yet powerful influence of your true nature. So we say to you, as part of your galactic family, be conscious of accepting all your magnificence. Do not feel any less than anyone else. Each one of you is profoundly valued, a profoundly valued element in the world, a world that is growing into a more loving, fair and harmonizing way of living and existing. So when you take that time to love and to master your awareness, master your thoughts, master your choices, and bolster your self-belief in the truth of your divine nature, then you will accept yourself as a sovereign being on this truly majestic Mother Earth, this wonderful world that offers you growth beyond your wildest dreams. So this is partly what the faster moving energy is for, to move you into your higher state of consciousness, to accelerate your growth and remind you of your ability to be fully integrated with all that you are. So calling on those higher energies, making that quiet time, amidst the drama, amidst the current frenetic energy, just tune in to and merge with that frequency of peace, of tranquility beneath the surface, from that place within you, your divine center, your divine heritage. Just see some lightning going up there. So this is a time, they tell us, with these energies coming in, of great growth and opportunity. And when you're conscious of the power you hold to make choices from your soul's blueprint that speaks and resonates through your heart, you will feel a greater energy, a greater joy, a rising of your creativity. Find solace when you need to It's always there through your heart and soul, and it is your greatest ally on your physical adventure. We will finish by encouraging you to enjoy some quiet time, especially when these energies are frenetic. It's so important that you make that quiet time, have a little bit of solitude, and find anything that relaxes you. It might be, anything you can lose yourself happily in. It might be some painting, it might be some drawing, it might be some drumming, it might be some gardening. I've been doing a lot with my plants outdoors, but anything, be around crystals, listening to crystal bowls, meditation, feel good movies. That's a really good thing to lift your vibration. Observing wildlife, observing the beautiful skies. We've just had a beautiful, incredible full moon. And I know people really find looking at the clouds, laying down on the grass or the beach and just making shapes out of those clouds can be very uplifting. But channel your creativity, channel those energies into anything that brings you joy, that helps you connect to your center and your divinity, because then you will just sail through and ride those waves much more smoothly. So from me and the Galactic Federation that are part of your family, remember, much love and joy and peace. So I can feel Jarama coming through. Enjoy those energies, and I'll allow him to share his wisdom and words with us.
Hello, my friends, and are you well?
We are, thank you.
The reason why we always ask if you are well, and we always encourage you to respond in a positive way, because as you say, as you not only think, but as you vocalize, that is what you are creating more of. So even in those doubtful moments, even in those doubtful times, those times when maybe your energies are a little low and someone asks how you are, respond in a positive way, and you will find that in itself will begin to change your energies in you, that will begin to radiate more positivity, because you will be vibrating on a higher level through not only the thoughts but what you are saying. And this links very much into the aspect of your belief system, because it isn't just what you are thinking, it is how you are thinking it. It is the intensity with which you are thinking something. And often it can be easier to instill or exaggerate a more negative energy than it is a more positive one. When you think to things that have upset you, how easy has it been for you to go from a state of, shall we say, disbelief, to exaggerating those thoughts and making it into a much more sinister energy that is created within you. But if you can turn that around into something that is of a much higher vibration, a much lighter energy, you will find, and you put that same intensity into it, you will find that you then start to reawaken this creativity that was just spoken about. You begin to open yourselves up to the true you, the you that wants to show itself in everything that you do. But through that conditioning, you have closed yourself off to it at times. And when you feel or you become aware that you are having those same limiting thoughts, those limiting beliefs are coming to the surface more, do not berate yourself, but be thankful that you have become aware of it. And in doing so, you become more balanced to move forward in a more positive way. This is not to say that life is one continuous path of positivity. For as with all aspects of life, there is ebbing and flowing. There are moments of stillness, moments of regression, but also moments of progression. It is a matter of shedding those restrictions from every element of yourself, not just in your thoughts, but in your behavior, because everything is linked. And this is where the memory of things being stored within your body, because you will naturally go into a certain mode of behaving, both physically and then therefore also mentally and therefore emotionally. Everything is connected, everything triggers each other. So the earlier you can become aware of what has taken place within yourself, and to be aware that it is within you and not what has taken place outside, because you can experience many different things and yet it can evoke that same feeling within yourself. So rather than looking to portion an external blame somewhere, that something is creating this within you, accept that it is a part of you that has manifested itself, that was triggered by that experience or that situation. And if it is something positive, then wonderful. Work with it. Allow it to grow even more so. But if it is something that is restrictive, if it is something that is critical of yourself, if it is something that is stopping you from moving forward in life with a greater joy and a greater abundance, because once you let go of all that conditioning and you just become yourself, your true self, life expands. You naturally connect to that infinite element of yourself in a stronger way. You allow that energy of your infinite consciousness to play a bigger part in everything you do in this physical existence. That is why you have incarnated here. In the knowledge that you have the ability to go beyond every restriction that is placed before you or within you, because you are infinite love, because you are infinite beings, because you are an infinite consciousness. So allow that to be your guiding light in those moments of darkness. And there will be moments of darkness, for there will be shade and light. Without those differences, there would be no contrast to understanding of where you are in any given moment. So as we say, think of these things when they come to mind, those emotions, those belief systems that are more negative and holding you back. Give thanks that you have become aware of it. Mm-hmm. And give thanks for the opportunity of taking steps forward in a more positive way. And trust us when we say, in doing so, will really invigorate you. It opens you up to a whole new life, a whole new way of existing, a whole new way of seeing things. And this also links in to your expansion to the further dimensions, the higher dimensions that are available to you now. Believing, trusting, but always from a point of love. Because if your thoughts, if your actions, if your reactions, if your energies are based from the energies of love, then you will be living a life of greater freedom, with a deeper understanding and a stronger connection to that wisdom of your soul that is always striving to talk to you. You are wonderful individuals, and yet you are not individuals, because you are connected to everything, to everybody, to everything that exists. Because the truth of you is one of energy, of consciousness. So allow yourself to get rid of those shackles that no longer serve you, and step in to the true you that will shine with a naturalness that is your truth. Your truth and no one else's. So be yourself and allow the world to see who you really are. And with that, my friends, we will say goodbye for now. But remember, life is a journey of how you wish it to be. So what do you choose? Do you choose a journey of joy, or a journey of sorrow and restriction? You are blessed in so many ways. Allow yourself to shine in that blessed way. Goodbye, my friends.
Bye. Thank you so much. Beautiful words, wise wisdom as always. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Jarama.
So just take a bit of time to just think about, what would you like to release? What would you like to enjoy more in your life, and what is holding you back? It may be you work with somebody else. It may be you do some journaling. It may look online to help you access further tools to help you access that subconscious. But share your joy, live your joy, because once you do start to transform any outgrown, limiting subconscious beliefs, then you'll really create and live a life with much more happiness, with peace, with much more energy and prosperity, success and joy. And these new states, can and will become your new way of living. Believe that and allow yourself to move in to your true joy.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes. So we are taking a break through July and August. Paul will tell you when we are back.
On September the 21st.
Which is 2 days before our wedding anniversary. I think we'll be here.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we definitely will be. Yeah,
we will.
We wouldn't miss it.
But thank you so much for joining us. And I hope that you really feel this has given you some ideas and tools to live a life from your soul. We really do. please remember to leave some comments on YouTube down in those comments below, because that really helps it reach more people, and that would really appreciate that.
Yeah. And as we said, subscribe if you aren't already, like and share, and encourage others to do likewise.
Yeah. Have a great summer. Really enjoy it. We've got a few nice things that we're going to be doing, and hoping my best friends coming to join me from England that I haven't seen for over 3 years. So,
but whatever you do, whether it's existing or new, just open it with a glad heart, and you'll find that it'll be a lot more joyful. So lots of love from our hearts to yours. Have a great summer. We love you, and we really appreciate you being here with us. Take care, and from myself and from myself, bye for now.
See you in September. Lots of love.
Keep shining.